Welcome back, everybody, to Jenna Marie's channel. All the time, I always have really crappy lighting. I always do a video either at the wrongest times or it's normally dark by the time I start a video. Hopefully it gets a little bit clearer. The light kind of adjusts and everything. So anyways, I want to be able to share with you on what has gone on with me and provide things to you that are necessary on this video. I was supposed to be doing Becoming Undamaged Part 1, which I did that. I was supposed to do that until the 5th day. I actually have not been able to do a video, and it's been 5 days so far that I have not done one, and I have not been on and provided that to you. So I am going to be talking about Becoming Undamaged, Part 1 and Part 2, because actually I should be on Undamaged Part 5. And then it was supposed to actually become into a more healthier setting for all of us to begin to heal and recover and move on and move forward easier on the day. And, you know, making it daily basis kind of thing is to be able to do all of that, kind of set yourself aside, doing you when you need to do yourself, but then putting that aside and becoming more healthier for you. So like, you know, Becoming Undamaged 1, and then you do that for like 5 or 10 days, however long that takes you to do that, but beginning to actually start to have that healthy remedy of life that you need to literally have and attach that into your daily routine and get rid of all the toxic. So I will get to that right now. So everything that I've been, you know, going through and how to go through, obviously I'm still trying to pick up the pieces and put the puzzle together and get me set up and provide more healthier things in my life that won't have me fall down, or I won't have any more setbacks. But I wanted to actually be able to say that's kind of why some of my videos are either in bad lighting, or some of my videos happen at nighttime, or some of my videos, more than likely, more of them now are becoming not in a presentable setting that I want it to be. Like I want, you know, I don't know. I feel like back of a fridge is literally not what you want to look at. And unfortunately, you know, it's becoming a mess. My videos are becoming a mess. So hopefully, I will be able to pick up everything and start new, unfortunately. But with all that being said, this is what I want to talk about. So I do want to apologize for the setting, and kind of looks like I'm a mess all the time. Makes me look like a slob, but I'm really not. I'm trying to pick up after myself and figure out what I need to do and stick by it and everything. So I want to be able to talk about sometimes, so something's either in the way of me and I don't know why, and I honestly don't know. But I have things kind of written down. And so like what I want to talk about is sometimes we feel some guilt or fear in a situation, or if you're in a relationship, you might feel guilty, or you might feel like that sense of fear coming on. You have to actually figure out why you are feeling that, and if it's actually due to that partner that you are with that is actually giving you low self-esteem or no confidence at all. You need to like literally limit yourself from that and kind of detach. And so the next thing is thoughts of low self-esteem and no confidence. If you are literally in a relationship or trying to become in that relationship and their true colors come out in a person, you need to literally have that self-esteem and that confidence lifting you. And they need to lift you too. It's just not one-sided. So you might feel, lost past love through unhealthy relationships. You might feel that. You might feel like you're lost, and you might just pick and choose anyone for that matter, because the way that your life is and the way that it has structured in your life, feeling lost and having that, lost past feeling of love through unhealthy relationships or unhealthy friendships, either way, you dwell on being alone. So that's the other thing, is dwelling on being alone. It's okay to dwell on certain things, like, okay, I'm going to be alone for today, or I'm going to be able to have space for my friendship or relationship. I am going to be running some errands and I don't need that person beside me 100%. But if you dwell on being alone all the time because of, feeling some guilt and feeling that fear and thoughts of low self-esteem and no confidence because of that significant other or other, individual that you have in your life, and feeling that lost past of love through unhealthy relationships or friendship even, you are going to dwell on being alone. You're going to be dwelling on feeling that particular fall down, and you're going to start feeling ashamed. So feeling ashamed for other people's behavior, you're going to start to feel ashamed of other people's behavior, but you're also going to feel ashamed of yourself. And literally, without no self-esteem or without no confidence, you are going to be feeling like alone, like I said, and you're going to be dwelling on and feeling ashamed for everything, like you're the cause of it and you're not, right? And then, you're going to dwell on unpleasant thoughts about yourself. You're going to start thinking, what did I do wrong? Can I fix things? Can I change things? What can I do as a person to make things better, in that friendship or in that relationship? It can be who you're dealing with at that time. It could be a family member. It just could be anybody that's toxic, or anybody that either don't understand you or won't understand you or thinks they understand you, but they don't know that unpleasant feeling that you feel all the time. They don't know. So, and that is something that you are entangled with. You are entangled with that thought all the time, and it's a daily thing if you don't get out of it. So the next thing is life draining actions. Going back to all the toxic, unhealthy behavior. You literally, from the entanglement with how you're feeling and what I just mentioned, you are going to be going back to unhealthy, toxic behavior relationships. Because you're overthinking badly over a situation that maybe you didn't even cause, or maybe you just kind of, settled in that moment of that unhealthy, toxic, situation, or unhealthy, thinking of yourself. And if you don't have good thoughts of yourself to say to yourself, you're always going to go back to these unhealthy behavior individuals and toxic individuals. If you don't have that support, obviously you need that support to stick with you every day, or just every day. You need that for yourself. And I'm not saying you need this person to kind of be behind you 24/7, but you need that support. So you're not getting entangled with your thoughts and not feeling drained by your actions or by other people's actions. So, that thinking process is what I'm trying to have you understand, and have myself explain it so that we all understand this. So the next section is struggle with feelings. You will struggle with your feelings, like feeling anxiety, depressed, anger, resentment, feeling partly revengeful because of how you've been treated. That's kind of what I've been dealing with, and what I have been, what has kind of been brought up to the surface is feeling all those, feelings about yourself, and not being able to literally untangle yourself in that. And so, sometimes you can feel anxiety, and sometimes you can feel depression, anger, and resentment, and feel partly revengeful, right, because of how you've been treated. But sometimes maybe you have that isolated anxiety, that isolated depression, that isolated anger, that isolated resentment, isolated revengefulness, etc. You will begin to start to isolate yourself, and you don't care what you're doing. You don't care what you're doing to the other person. You might not be realizing what you're doing, but you don't, your feeling behind it is actually true and correct. You don't want to actually belittle yourself. And from what the other individuals are causing, the unhealthy, toxic narcissist, they're making you feel anxiety, depressed, and anger, and all of that. And they're actually isolating you. And they're making you feel very isolated and very numb. And that is not right to do at all. So you then begin to, you're too quick to take back negative, behaviors or negative situations or negative individuals that only have pulled you down in the meantime, like every day that have pulled you down. You are too quick to make a decision. You are too quick to make that choice. You're just quick. And I have realized that in my life. I'm too quick. I'm like, okay, so I'm settling for, this kind of person. And I'm feeling all of these entanglements, life-draining actions, struggle with my feelings. So here I am, taking the negativity back. Here I am, I'm feeling depressed, anxiety, anger, and all of that, but I want to feel happy. And when you're in that moment and you feel happy within that moment, you are going to make quick decisions that are not decisions, not choices. They're mistakes, but that's not your fault. So the next part is avoiding challenging situations. How can you avoid that? Like, how can you really avoid? Like, what have they, the individuals, unhealthy, toxic individuals, what have they got you to avoid? Which for me, I try and I really avoid everything. Like, I avoid everything in my life except for I try to do YouTube videos. Sometimes I avoid that because I deal with, isolation. I deal with feeling bad about myself. I feel with, entanglement, struggle with my feelings. I feel that on the daily. And so those 4 things make you isolate yourself. And that's not your fault because of how you feel. You can feel all of these struggling feelings and all of these draining actions that other toxic individuals do to you, and you feel entangled with your thoughts. So you're confused. You might not be literally confused, but you're like, okay, I'm not confused, but I want to get out of this entanglement. So here I am. You're too quick to make that decision. You're too quick to make that choice. You need to be able to have some time with yourself. Write some things down. Do pros and cons. Do like a list, like if you have a child or kids involved, or if you have like a friend or a significant other, or just anyone that supports you and loves you and won't do any of this. You need to go by their side or write it down on paper, like who treats you well and who does not treat you well. Do you really want to go back to that, or do you really want to go back to the healthy side? And so with all of that being said, you're going to feel, ashamed and unpleasant all the time. And you're going to feel guilty, and you're going to have fear, and you're going to have a low self-esteem and no confidence because of that, in particular, individual that is unhealthy themselves. And sometimes you can have like an adult, sometimes you can have like an older adult that literally, honestly, makes you entangled, makes your life a living heck. Because they are unhealthy themselves. And so sometimes, if you show like a video to like a narcissist, or you show a video to a toxic, unhealthy person, or that has done this to you, if you really show them, they are going to get really upset. They're going to literally say, oh, why did you say that about me? That's not what's going on. That's not what I'm doing. What the heck, And it's not good for you to show that, because their behavior will act so badly over all of this, you're going to start feeling isolation. You're going to start feeling all of these symptoms. You're going to start feeling all of the side effects from it all. You're going to get drained. You're going to get tired. You are going to come out struggling, and the struggle would be real, right? I will find that shirt, by the way. It's actually dirty. I found it through the whole packing process, but I will get it washed and I will wear it. So, but you are going to feel all of that, and you're going to avoid, so you're letting them control you. Do not let them control you. Don't let them say, you need to avoid this. You know, sometimes you can have someone say, oh, well, I don't want you to do this, or I don't want you to do that. But okay, that's the same thing I'm telling you not to do, and you're able to do it and I'm not. So if that is the case, you need to depart from it. And I know it's hard because you feel entangled, you feel draining, you feel your life is struggling, and you're avoiding challenging situations because you're avoiding what they're telling you not to do. And honestly, that's not fair. That's not fair to sit there and say, okay, you're not listening to what I have to say. Obviously, you don't know what I'm feeling, and obviously, you don't know how it is. So why are you even talking about the past? Why are you bringing up the past or anything just to make me entangled more? Like, honestly, it's not fair to do that. So obviously, I have not gotten this part done, but you need to, let me see. You need to literally know where your personal growth and health is going. You need to know where your relationships, or friendships for that matter, are going. You need to know, I don't know. You need to know what you are and who you are as a person and your values. And by doing, kind of like a diagram and figuring it out, this person's not good for me, this person is good for me, kind of circling and checking, that off of your list. If it's bad, get rid of it. Unfortunately, if you do not, you're always going to be an entangled mess. And I kind of had to figure that out and learn that myself, as I've been dealing with certain situations in my life that it is actually really hard. It's not really hard, but it's very, very uneasy and very, very just off-centered all the time. And like, if you know what you want, sometimes these individuals, will control you to get you to stay with them. Because obviously they have their life how they want it. They don't have a life, but they have how they want it. And they will actually put you in their life, even if they don't want you or need you or have any kind of love or care for you. They might think it, they might say it to you, but proving it to you is way better than telling it. It's way better than, oh, I love you, I care for you, I want to make you happy, I want to do this, and actually showing and proving that is better than sitting there saying, I love you, I care about you, and saying it over like text messages or over the phone. Even in person, if that person literally says that in person, you need to know your value. You need to know who you are as a person. Because if they tell you that in person and they up and leave and they have excuses after excuses remotely every day, you're dealing with a narcissist. But not only that, you're dealing with a player. And I want to actually get down on that. So it's kind of hard to make this video becoming Undamaged Part 2. But I am going to actually call it that, because now I'm going to be more, hopefully, fingers crossed, my YouTubers, going to be doing a video every day. And I'm going to get to that Undamaged Part 5. I'm going to get to that because now I'm entangled with my thoughts. I'm entangled with struggling these emotions, and I'm entangled, and it's life draining, and I'm avoiding some of the things that I love, to do, to actually get me to feel happier and want to be more noticeable and want to actually have the life that I need in my life. And I don't need these people to sit there up and one me saying, oh, you can't do that, but I get to do it. That's not fair. That's not a relationship or a friendship. That is one-sided. Oh, you could do this, but I can't do it. Obviously, you're telling me not to do it, but you get to do it. That's not fair. Do you understand the dynamics of that? Do you understand how controlling you are sounding? Do you understand how challenging you're making this situation be? Do you know how struggling you're making my life? Do you know how draining you are? Do you know how entangling you are making me feel? So you need to know all of that. I know that was a lot, but you need to know, and if they are doing that, get out, because that is not a healthy person to be around. If they love you, they will understand you. If they appreciate you, they wouldn't try to tangle you in a mess. If they noticed you and were interested in you, they wouldn't make your life draining. They wouldn't put their actions and blame you for it. If they weren't trying to avoid you at all, period, they wouldn't have you avoid things in your life. They wouldn't make up excuses or make up lies or make a problem just to make you feel bad, to stop what you're doing. I mean, not at all possible. Is that all right? That's childish. That's selfish. That is 101 dysfunctional. And it makes your life a living heck. It struggles you to go forward because you have this kind of person telling you to stop, but you want to make your life and move forward. You want to do this for yourself. So like I'm saying, don't let or allow other people to drain you, entangle you, have that struggle in your life, and don't have them make you avoid things that you love or you care about. If they do, they're not 100% for your best interest. They literally just want it how they want it, and they feel bad about not getting you to either understand them, or they are mad at you for you not doing what they're telling you to do because something's going on with them, that they have the feeling, or they're feeling that sort of way, to get you to stop what you're doing and put all eyes on them. And honestly, you don't need to put any eye on no one. Put eyes on yourself and help you out and maintain your life and move forward. If you got other things or things stopping you, you need to depart. And I'm not saying depart from, oh, well, you had a bad day at work, or, oh, you went to the store and you got the wrong item for someone, or you forgot to get something. I'm not saying beat yourself down for that or avoid things because you're doing it or you forgot or whatever. What I'm saying is, if that in particular person is dragging you down, bragging at you, bashing you, gaslighting you, making you feel like you really messed up and it wasn't you to begin with, and they're making everything a lot harder for you and it's difficult, then you need to depart if you are actually feeling all of these, guilt and fear and ashamed and dwelling on being alone and, all of the feelings. You need to back out from that and just feel it and do you. And one more thing I want to talk about is having lost past love through unhealthy relationships will get you to a down road if you do not deal with them. So you need to do you and be you for that whole entire process of that all. And if you have a friend or have someone that will help you through that, then great. If you don't, do it by yourself. I know it's hard to not have someone by your side to support you, but do it by yourself. Get a calendar, and if you're having a great day, put a star or something, chart it on your wall, with paper, and say, I did a great job today. I did this today. I didn't let anyone tell me what to do. I'm my own person. And put a star by it because you did it. You got it. You got it. So guys and ladies, I hope that made sense. Obviously in the kitchen. I'm really going to hopefully make my next or the next coming video into more of a better location place, unfortunately. And so hopefully that will happen. So just know who you are, know who you like, know your worth, and stay strong. And Christmas is on its way. So I hope you will have a good Christmas. I'm going to try to do a video on Christmas Eve, unfortunately. And I will try to do a video on Christmas Day. I really want to, I want to bring my family in, the mix of my YouTube channel, because family means a lot. And unfortunately, that's just what I love. That's what I like to do. So I hope that I'll be able to do that if I have time, or if everyone's okay with it, then I will do so. But like, comment, and share. And this Jenna Marie will be back for more videos. And trust me, I will write things down and show it to you. It's just this, I did it so quick in the car, and I didn't have much time to actually finish it. So it is what it is. But like, comment, and share. And this Jenna Marie will be back for more videos tomorrow. I hope. Just fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. And I'll try my best. But I will be here. I'm not stopping my videos. Oh, heck no. No one's going to control who I am and tell me to stop what I do. And that's not being prissy-pantsy. That's just being confident. You need to feel confident. All right. Bye, everyone. Peace.